Hello everyone, good evening. So today we would be talking about the success story. I would not rather say it as a success story. It is a milestone towards the success story. What are the struggles and what are the things I did to get placed, okay? Especially in the field of artificial intelligence. So before we move on, I would like to give you a quick introduction about me, what I used to do, how did I take the transition, and let's talk about what you have to do to crack the interviews and what are the expectations from the interviewer. Okay, so I have overall 5 years of experience in IT. I was working for Accenture earlier before I joined HCL. So the work that I was doing at Accenture was not very much interesting. Rather, I was into a monotonous job where we used to deliver some of the packages. When I say delivering packages, it means we used to deliver the EXEs and all. So it is a completely different field that I used to work on. Then I was introduced to something called as RPA. It's called as robotic process automation. So I got cross-trained on RPA before I jumped into AI. Now, when I was learning RPA, I was introduced something. I was introduced to something called as cognitive RPA, which is something related to AI. So my complete focus went towards AI when I was learning RPA. So I just looked for some of the institutes and I found 360DigiTMG was providing us the trainings on AI. So I took the training there. It was, I think, 2.5 months of training. I finished the training and I was given a life project. So I had to work on a chatbot. Now, during this period, there was a lot of struggle that I had to go through. So the first struggle was, so what happens is when you are taking a transition, you would be in a position where you do not want to push yourself. Okay, and so in that case, what happens is you need to work a lot. I mean, you have to give a lot of time towards the course. Okay, and you have to stretch yourself because you would be working as well as you would be learning. There will be a period where you would think that you should give up. So that is where you should not give up. You should push hard so that you reach to the final thing, or whatever the goal you want. So after I did my course, I also did my internship. Then I started applying to
क्या
jobs.
चाहिए? क्या
Can
हुआ?
someone, Mr. Vineet, can you please go on mute, please? Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, so I was talking about the internships, right? So once I'm done with the internship, I started searching for jobs outside. So let me be very frank here. Once you are done with the course, nobody will give you job. Okay, there's not none who is going to give you job, especially if you have just finished the course. Everybody outside is looking for hands-on experience. And if you do not have hands-on experience, nobody will hire you. So there was a period where I had to come back to 360 DigiTMG, and I again worked on few more internships. So here I was not paid at all. It was a free internship. I was working on a product where it was free. I mean, they did not pay me. After looking at my performance, they hired 360 Digit MG hired me for analytics firm. I was working on multiple projects, and I was also delivering trainings here. So there is a good part here. There are two good parts, in fact. One was I was given a complete exposure to the products, and I used to learn a lot because I have to deliver trainings. So when I had to deliver trainings, I have to learn first, right? So I used to learn each and every day, and I used to deliver the trainings. So it went through like 6 to 7 months. I used to learn, deliver training. So it was like everything was fixed in my mind. All the concepts were fixed in my mind. Now, in midnight, if you wake me up and ask me the questions, I was in a position to answer it. So the memory was that powerful. So I got an opportunity from 360 Digit MG. So it's also a consulting firm, right? So they gave me an opportunity to give interview for HCL, and by God's grace, I was able to crack the interview, and I went through this. Okay, so the bad part here is you have to stretch a lot. If you are lazy, and if you are lazy and if you want to achieve something, it's really difficult to achieve the success. So you have to stretch a lot. You have to learn concepts thoroughly. Now, people who are taking the trainings from multiple institute, even from 360 Digit MG, whoever is taking the training and whoever is aspiring to get placed in some of the companies, I would like to tell you one thing is work on the assignments, learn the concepts thoroughly, go through the mind map. 360 Digit MG will give you mind maps for multiple concepts. Okay, so just go through it, like however the trainers say, right? So just go through the mind map, go through the concepts, and yeah, so sorry for that. I think there was a internet issue at my end. Yeah. So I was talking about the learning part. Okay, so you have to go through the concepts at least twice. You have to go through the recordings at least twice. Once you go through the recordings, make sure you are making a note of whatever the things you are learning. Okay, so my funda is whenever you're learning something, you have to write it on a notepad or somewhere. Okay, unless and until you do not write, it's not going to register in your mind. So write everything, whatever you know, whatever you have learned, no matter, do not think it is silly or something. Just write it, okay? Writing will actually help you a lot to get the things registered in your mind. Okay, so just try doing that. And do the assignments part. Do not skip the assignments. Okay, make sure you are going to submit the assignments. And after that, you have to get a life project. If you do not have a hands-on experience, as I told you before, if you do not have a hands-on experience, nobody will hire you. Okay, everybody is looking out for hands-on experience. So make sure you get the hands-on experience from 360DigiTMG, because they give you the live projects. You will get a chance to work with the data scientists, right, who are there at 360. So make sure you get the chance to learn all the things, and then it will be easier for you to crack the interviews. Okay, what are the do's you have to do is what I told you. What are the don'ts? Okay, so what are the don'ts are: do not be very lazy, do not give up. Okay, of course, there will be a time where you will feel to give up, but do not give up. Push yourself harder and learn concepts. Okay, okay, fine. Now coming to the nuances that you would do at interview. When you are giving an interview, make sure you're very much confident on whatever you're talking, and make sure there are no grammatical mistakes in your resume. Okay, resume is your reflection. Whatever you have done, whatever is your achievement, everything has to be put on the resume. Once you give the resume to the company, they are going to actually filter the screen. Okay, that's called a screening. So they are going to screen your resume first. Then only you're going to get the next chance, the next round. Okay, so before you get the direct face-to-face interview, you have to first clear that part. Okay, where you have to make sure your resume is neat and clean and there's no grammatical mistakes, and make sure whatever you are writing on the resume is the thing that you know. If you do not know some concepts, do not write it. Okay, do not ever write it. Chances are there that you will somehow get stuck in that particular concept. Maybe imagine that you have learned BERT and you do not know much about BERT. So you simply put BERT, I have good hands on, or you will just say, I know about BERT. Now, interviewers are very smart. They're going to pick that concept and they'll be like, okay, tell me more about BERT. So you will get, somehow stuck there. You will not know much about BERT, and you will have to say, okay, I do not know much about it, which is going to give you a negative, which is going to give them a negative impact on your performance. So do not do that. Whatever you know 100%, you only write that. Okay, no matter if it is huge or very small resume, just make sure whatever you know, you just write it. Okay, and after that, whatever you are going to talk, right, if they ask you what is a neural network, you have to talk about what is neural network in crisp. Okay, do not elaborate a lot, because time will be very short. They usually give the slots and all. Okay, for 1 hour they'll take the interview, and for the next 1 hour they'll be taking somebody else's interview. So make sure you are covering all the things whatever they are asking in within that 1 hour. Do not elaborate things. Okay, and make sure that whatever you're talking, be very confident. Okay, don't be very scared, or do not show your weak points there. Okay, so that's something that you do not have to do. So what you have to do is so whatever the interviewer will ask, just make sure you give the right answers there. Okay, and they sometimes they will even confuse you. They'll be like, okay, recurrent neural network, neural network, so tell me the difference between neural network and recurrent neural network. You will give the answer. They'll be like, no, there's no difference at all. I was just asking simply. I mean, there are no differences at all. Then you'll be like, oh, okay, maybe I was wrong. Do not ever do that. Okay, do not ever do that. Whatever the answer is right, and whatever you have told them, that is the only last point. Do not change the answers also. Okay, that is also one of the negative points that usually interviewers will do, just to make sure you are they are going to check the confidence, because sometimes data scientists' role will be, you need to face the customers, right? So if you are not confident on what you talk, then customers will not be satisfied at all. So they would be catching up those points. Okay, and also after you are done with the second round, right? So first will be a screening, second round will be usually will be the telephonic round, third round will be a video round, okay, where you have to switch on your video cam and they'll be asking you the questions. Sometimes what happens is when they are asking some certain questions, you usually have to look at the camera and of course you will be seeing, you will be also visualizing them. So whenever you are delivering any answers, there will be some kind of expressions that they'll show you. I mean, they'll be like, okay, what is this person talking, or some kind of weird expressions they'll be giving. Make sure you are not, going off track. Make sure whatever the things you are talking, it's be confident. Okay, don't even by looking at the expressions, don't get discouraged or something like that. Okay, and also what you have to do is learn some new concepts. Okay, concepts like transformers, okay, concepts like BERT, excelnet. Then there are a lot of things, MLOps, auto AI. There are a lot of things that are coming into the market nowadays. So learn some of the advanced topics. So whenever there is a chance that's going to come to you, like if there is any something that you would like to highlight, or is there any something that you have done the research, if you get these kind of questions, then you will get a chance to talk about some advanced topics. Okay, of course they'll not know about much of the advanced topics. So whatever you say, that is the final thing. So make sure you learn something, and if you do that, what kind of impression would be given is they'll be like, okay, this person does some research. Okay, he's into research. Apart from just learning, he's also into some research part. Okay, so these are the do's and don'ts of for an interview. What are the expectations of an interviewer? Okay, this is something that's very interesting actually. Let me be very, very frank. Freshers will definitely get a job, but they need to have a hands-on experience. If they do not have hands-on experience, they are not going to hire. Very simple, okay? It's very simple. But again, you'll be like, okay, I have not got any chance to work on. How do you expect me to have some hands-on experience? That is an immediate question that you would have. So that's what I was talking about. In 360 Digit MG, you will also get a chance to work on projects. Make sure you get that chance. And it will be very limited, okay? People who do their assignments, people who complete their course, only those people will be getting a chance to work on hands-on experience or to work on live projects. Make sure you grab that opportunity, okay? So once you grab that opportunity, you will get a chance to work on multiple projects. The same projects, you can put it on your resume, okay? Interviewers would be expecting, apart from the theory part, they would be also expecting some hands-on experience. So make sure you have both. Okay, and 360 digit MG will give you both. There's no doubt in that. Of course, for experienced person, you will have a better chance to get placed faster, because you would know how an IT work. You would know how what interviewers would be asking you. Okay, but make sure you also get some hands-on experience, and yeah, write those projects, whatever the projects you have worked. Just write it down, everything in a resume, and you can showcase it. Okay, apart from this, there's something else that I have to cover. Let me think. Just give me 2 minutes. I'm going to just recall everything. Okay. One more thing. Whenever you join the course, right, make sure you are regular to the session. Okay, do not skip, or unless and until it is very, very emergency, you can take a leave, but do not skip any of the live sessions, because there are a lot of doubts that get clarified in a live session. That is the reason there is a virtual session that's going to happen, right? Otherwise they would be giving you the recorded videos. So make sure you attend the live sessions. Most of the queries would be answered there, and assignments is also one of the part that you have to focus on. I think that's it from my side. If you have any questions, you can post it here. Okay, I have few questions here. What projects you had worked on from Mr. Rakesh? I have few questions. Okay, so the projects that I had worked on are, I think I have worked on 6 to 7 projects. So most of the projects that I had worked on are on AI. So one is object detection. So it's a vehicle detection. So you have there will be a video given to you. You have to identify what are the types of vehicles moving on the road. So it is completely an object detection model that I had worked on. And I had worked on 3 chatbots. One is two are using Rasa. Rasa is a framework which gives you a platform where you can develop chatbots. You can also deploy the chatbots. And there's another thing that's called as BERT. Now, using BERT, you can do multiple things. You can do the text summarization. You can do the chat. You can build a chatbot. You can generate the text, right? You can do multiple things. So we had picked up the generative chatbot where we had worked on the chatbot part of it. Apart from that, I had also worked on automatic attendance. Automatic attendance management, where you have where there will be a CCTV camera and it's going to capture your face and it's going to mark that person as attended. So if you do that, if you do in that fashion, you don't have to use any biometric or anything that kind of sort. So yeah, and behavior analytics is also one of the things that I had worked on, where you have to capture the different facial expressions of a person, whether that person is sleepy or whether he is active or whether he is surprised, what kind of emotions that person has. That is also something that I have worked on. So whatever the projects are that I'm talking right now is completely based on AI. I have not worked on pure data science. And one more thing I would like to highlight here is, if you want to learn AI, okay, people who have taken course on AI, make sure you learn data science first. Okay. If you do not have the basics, if you do not know the basics of data science, it's really hard to push yourself towards AI. Of course, if you simply take AI course, there will be some kind of primer session that you would be getting, like ML primer and some of the basics, stats basics they'll be giving you. But if you ask my genuine opinion, I would tell you first learn data science, then slowly migrate to AI, because you will learn a lot of things in data science. Okay? AI is a complete big picture. Okay, it's a very vast thing. AI is a very vast thing. In that AI, you will learn a part of it. Data science is a part of AI. Okay, and what I had worked on is deep learning. Deep learning is again a subset of data science. Okay, it is a smaller version of data science. So you have, if you want to be an AI expert or if you want to be a data scientist, make sure you learn these concepts. You learn data science, you should learn ML, you should learn AI, not AI, DL, okay, deep learning. So these are the different things that you should learn. People who would like to move towards research part, right, who want to do their PhD, or if they are aspiring to complete their masters or something like that, I would highly recommend you guys to pick up the AI course, because AI is something that's going to capture the complete future. Data science is already stable. Okay, everybody is using data science. Now people are slowly migrating towards AI, augmented reality, blockchain. There are different things that are coming up. Okay, so learn all these things first. You learn AI, maybe after that you might learn IoT or augmented reality. So all these things are based upon the data science that you would learn. So make sure your base is strong. On top of that, you can learn multiple things. It's like a pizza, right? You have to have the base. Once you have the base, then only you can top it with some vegetables and all. If you do not have the base, you will not be able to eat the complete pizza. So just try to have that. Okay, any other questions? Okay. Okay, so Mr. Manjal, so life project, yes, nobody will help you. there will be a lot, I mean, there will be a person who is going to guide you, but he is not going to do you the spoon feeding how we have done it during the training course. Okay, you will not, you should not expect any spoon feeding from 360. They are going to only guide you what are the things you have to do. The research part, the learning part has to be done by yourself. Okay, otherwise there's nothing to learn, right? If you do not explore anything new, you will not learn anything new. If someone is going to just spoon feed you everything, you're not going to learn anything new, right? So that's what usually happens when you work on live project at 360 digital. Experience at HCL is wonderful, let me tell you that. uh, the role that I have been assigned is a research R&D. Okay, it's called as research and development. I'm completely into it. There is a product that they are working on, and I have been hired for that. And the course that I had taken from 360 DigiTMG was AI. So since it's a research and development, so AI is actually helping me a lot in my current role. Okay, so uh, that's what is the course that is helping me here. I hope I have answered your question, Mr. Anand. No, it depends. I mean, Kataru. I hope I have pronounced your name right. It depends. Uh, if you have applied to the data science role, then you might get the questions on data science. If you have applied for an AI expert role, so you might get a role for that. So that is all dependent upon your what projects you have worked on. So if the company is looking for a data science role and you have worked on AI projects, they're simply going to reject your resume. It's as simple as that. I mean, it happened a lot with me. I did not work on any data science project. Apart from one project, I had not worked on many data science projects. In fact, I had mostly worked on deep learning and AI. So a lot of companies had actually rejected me because they were looking for some other role. And one more thing, guys, whenever you get any rejection, do not get disheartened, because that's how you're going to learn, right? Maybe there are some mistakes at your end that you might have to correct it. Okay, so that's what you have to do. Okay, let me see other questions. Thank you so much, Pratik. Yeah, so tips, as I told you, whatever you are going to speak, you have to be very confident. Whatever you know, please put only that. Okay, do not put any extra things there. Okay, if you just know few things about a concepts, do not put that. Okay, do not put that unless and until you have a good experience, hands-on experience. Only put those things. Okay, apart from that, do not add anything new, because that is something that's going to affect you a lot when there is an interview that's going to happen. So make sure whatever you know, only just put up that, and be confident on what you speak. That's how you are going to crack the interview. And one more thing, guys, Python is something mostly people usually ask me, like if you are becoming a data scientist, or if you are becoming an AI expert, do I have to learn Python? Do I have to make sure my Python is strong? Of course, you need to have the object-oriented programming language. Okay, you need to know that. There's no other way. You need to know that. But usually, data scientists are not expected to write any code from scratch. Okay, there are things that you have to do research. There are a lot of open source. Okay, if you open GitHub and see, you will see a lot of projects. You have to explore certain things, and you will see a lot of pre-built modules. Okay, so you have to pick those modules and do your job. Do your job in the sense, finish your business problem. Okay, nobody is going to expect you to write code from scratch. Okay, so that's one thing that usually people ask me. Okay, so do I have to know coding, or do I have to code? You do not have to code. Of course, there will be coding part, but it is not as complicated as a person who is doing the PhD or research, right? It will be much simpler. So make sure your analytic part is stronger than the coding part. Okay, do not just follow what others say. Just make sure You are learning the analytical part, then coding a bit, not when I say a bit, it's not like, okay, let me give you in a percentage form. So in 100%, you have to know 25% of coding. Rest of the 75%, you have to have that analytical thinking and solving the business problem in analytical perspective. So make sure you are going to focus on those areas. Okay, so when you ask me frequently asked questions, Pratik, so it's going to relate. I mean, whatever the things you are going to put it on your resume, mostly it will be related to that. Okay, if you have written deep learning concepts there, deep learning projects, mostly the things will be from the deep learning point of view. Okay, when you say frequently asked questions, I will say introduce yourself. Okay, in introduction, you have to cover everything, whatever you have done, and make sure it is 5 to 7 minutes, not longer than that. Then after that, you have to talk about the projects. Now, when you are talking about the projects, the interviewer is going to ask questions on the projects itself. Okay, he's not going to pick up anything from outside and he's going to ask you that. Maybe if he picks up, and if you are not very much confident on it, you may just simply say, I have not worked on it, but I know a little bit on it. Okay, you can give the answers in that way. Okay, just to make sure that interviewer is not under the impression that you do not know the concepts. Okay. So Rakesh, as I told you, RNN, CNN is just an example that I have picked up because that is what I had worked on, right? So in AI, you will get ANN, RNN, CNN, BERT, transformers, everything. So basic questions will be there on those concepts only. So if you have applied a data scientist position and if you have learned a lot of data science concepts, they are going to ask you what is a mean, what is median, what are the measures of central tendency, right? Then what is a regression? Okay, so there will be some data science questions, right? So you will get questions on those lines. So guys, everything is dependent upon your resume. If you have put something new, they are going to pick that question and they are going to ask you. Okay, simple as that. So it took me around an year, Cherry. So it took around 1.5 year, almost 2 years, I think. Everything I'm talking about, the transition and the projects, everything. Okay, so and let me tell you guys, whenever you are learning something new, do not expect lot of money. Okay, since you are in the learning phase, do not focus on money. First, you learn the concepts. People will be, I mean, later when you know everything, multinational companies is going to pay you and they'll pay you a lot, trust me. Okay, so please do not go behind the money as of now, just learn the concepts. Money is going to come behind you later on. Okay, people who are money minded, I'm focusing on you guys now. Okay, okay, so Mr. Viru, so whatever the if you ask me data science concepts, I would tell you, you learn the basic stats. Make sure your basic stats are strong. What is standard deviation? What is variance? What is correlation? What is coefficients? Right? What is machine learning? What are the different types of machine learning? All the algorithms, make sure you learn everything. Okay. Ensemble techniques. These are the different things, gradient boosting. So these are the famous topics of an interviewer. Okay. So they will ask you all these topics. So make sure you learn that. If you ask me in deep learning perspective, so I would rather tell you that you would focus on neural network, convolutional neural network concepts, recurrent neural network concepts. So these are the three things that you might have to focus on. Okay. Yeah, so Viru, so you will have to stretch a lot. As I told you, I was also a working professional before I took a transition. I had to stretch a lot. And there was a period for me where I had actually quit Accenture and I had taken a gap and I was looking for a job. Unfortunately, I did not get job that time. Again, I had to come back to 360 Digit MG. They are very generous. They actually helped me a lot because I was in touch with them for a very long time. I knew a lot of the trainers, and there are good friends of mine at 360DigiTMG, so they helped me a lot. So yeah, chances will be there that you will definitely, I mean, if you have attended a lot of interviews and if you have got rejection, there will be chances that you will definitely fall into depression. Make sure you do not fall into depression. You learn things, I mean, whatever the rejection you have got, learn from that. Okay, of course there will be some companies who will not even tell you why they have rejected. I will not talk about that part, but people who are generous, who are actually telling you what is your weakness point, maybe you can pick up from that, and you can also learn from them. Okay, and when they say, okay, we'll get back to you and all, just ask them whether I have performed well or not in the interview, because they are going to give you the feedback there. Okay, make sure you have asked that question at the end of your interview. Okay. Okay, so Saladi. Okay, I hope I have pronounced your name. Or let me Tej. Let me call you as Tej. Okay, so you have taken course at 360 on machine learning and data science. Good. Okay, good. So first, do one thing. You learn the concepts perfectly on all these topics, the data science and machine learning concepts. You make sure your base is strong. If you feel that maybe AI will help me in future, then only you take it. Okay. Otherwise, it's your choice. It depends on person to person. People who want to learn AI will will be taking AI. But if you are not interested to take AI, it's your choice. But if you ask me, I would tell you, you take AI. You first learn data science and ML, and then you move towards AI. Okay. Mechanical. Okay. HCL is, they hire mechanical people, right? Rakesh, I think they hire mechanical engineers. So you may try those. And one more thing, Tesla is coming to India. I hope you have seen the news lately. So Tesla is coming to India, so they might require some of the AI experts who is working on AI, as well as who is also having knowledge on mechanical part of it. So you may focus on those kind of companies where they are into both the 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 mechanical part and the technical part both. Okay, HCL does that. Even Benz has that. Then you also, Tesla is coming in future, so you may focus on those companies till the time Tesla comes. I think you will become an AI expert. Try to focus on some companies which is already existing in India. Maybe you can focus on Benz, you can focus on HCL. I mean, I'm not getting those other companies name in my mind as of now, but you may focus on these kind of companies. Okay, just make sure you are looking LinkedIn every day. Okay, people who finish the course, if they are searching for job, most of the times you have to spend it on LinkedIn. It's like 9 to 5 job you would be doing. Okay, usually when you have a job, you would be doing a 9 to 5 job. So from 9 to 5, you have to be on LinkedIn unless and until you get a job. Okay, make sure you apply a lot of to apply to a lot of companies, because initially you will be that is very sure that you will be getting rejections, but it will become a habit for you. Okay, after some time it will become a habit for you. One or the other day you will definitely crack the interview. Trust me on that. Okay, that's how even I cracked. Okay, I have applied to a lot of companies. Finally I ended up in HCL. Okay. Hmm. So, Viru, as I told you, I am from AI background. So you will get a research and development project mostly. Okay, that is what the scope is. Since AI is something that's that is something that's future. That's going to come in future. People are actually trying to automate something new using ML, deep learning, mostly on these parts, and people are mostly focused on these chatbots. Okay, customer support chatbots and all. So there's a lot of scope in that field. Okay, of course, there's a lot of scope in data science, but you will have to deal a lot with data and all. But if you ask me, I think AI is deep learning, especially deep learning, is something that is going to make you work. I mean, that's going to make your work interesting. Why? Because you will visualize the results. Okay, when you work on an object detection model, you can actually see the results. You will become very happy. You'll be like, okay, I have identified some of the vehicles. For example, if I have to take my project, when I was working on it, I had actually worked on one of the data science project, which was, of course, you will have to deal with a lot of data and all. But when I was working on this AI project, there was something that made me happy. That's nothing but the video. I was able to see the detected part of it, and I was able to, share it among my friends. I can even put that thing on the LinkedIn, and LinkedIn is one of the point where you are going to get a lot of offers. Okay, they are going, and also make sure you are increasing your connections, especially in the field of AI community. You have to even increase that. Okay, and make sure you apply a lot of jobs, and whatever the projects that you are going to work on, put it on the github repository, and also share it on to the LinkedIn. Okay, people will be visualizing your profile, right? So if they see, okay, these are the projects that you have worked on, so they're quickly going to get in touch with you to hire you. So make sure you are going to do that also. So that coming to your question, Viru, so there's a lot of scope in AI, especially in the field of object detection, chatbots. Okay, so to learn all that, to build a model on all these things, you have to learn ANN, CNN, RNN, BERT, transformers, and everything. So make sure you're taking those courses and you're learning those concepts properly. Mm. So, Tej, this can affect you because 2.5 years, they are going to definitely ask you what you did in 2.5 years. And that can affect you because usually nobody would like anyone to have such a long gap, right? If you have 5 months of gap, they will ask you what you did in rest of the 5 months. So make sure this is not affecting you. Now, how do you make sure that this is not affecting you? Make sure your resume is very much impressive. Okay, and whatever the concepts or whatever the answers you would be giving them, make sure you are very confident on it. So if you while taking the interview itself, if you impress them, chances are there that they might ignore this particular part. Okay, and you can also tell them that 2.5 years I was, trying for gate, and due to some of the personal reasons, I was not able to crack it. So that is the reason I just moved. Data science is something that is catching the attention. I like to work with. I like to work with the, ML models, and I would like to automate something. So you can build your answer in such a way that there's no negative part of it, and there's also covering up that particular 2.5 years gap. So make sure your answer is like diplomatic. Don't give the straight away answer. Make sure that question is been covered somehow. Okay, I mean, definitely this is going to come up in the interview because gap is something that people usually will be not looking at. Just make sure your performance is better, and that is, maybe that is what is going to cover up that particular question. That is very interesting, Ramu. So if you have an experience of 8 years in teaching, so you might become a trainer, or you can be a not only trainer, you can also be a developer. But 8 years of experience in teaching, right? Okay, trainer is something that's you might get in, unless and until you are very interested in that. If you are not interested in teaching, then you may opt for developing. So again, you would know, right, how you will be teaching. So whenever you're practicing something, make sure you're teaching yourself. Okay, unless and until you do not teach yourself, or you do not write something, or you do not work on anything, you will not be able to, crack the interview. And of course, teaching is something where is a advantages for you here, because most of the times you would be confident on what you speak, right? So that is an advantage for you. So take that as an advantage, and learn the concepts properly, then I think it's going to be very easy for you. Any other questions, guys? Yeah, definitely, Viru. You can put both the experiences in the resume. Definitely, you can put it. But if they are looking purely for a data scientist part of it, then you will have to, remove that mechanical part of it. I mean, they will actually ignore that mechanical part of it. But if they are looking for something which is actually going to give you a role in both the mechanical part and both data scientist part, then I think that will be an advantages for you. Otherwise, you can just, I mean, they are going to ignore that mechanical part of it. As I told you earlier, so I had not worked on data science. So it's going to depend on what role you are going to apply and why are they rejecting you. Okay. There are a lot of things that is getting automated in the field of civil, in the field of mechanical, IT support, even IT support. Okay, people who have worked on IT support thing, right? Customer support role kind of a thing. Even they can get the job because they have something called as domain knowledge. Domain knowledge is something that is not going to be taught by someone else, right? That is what you're going to get it by your experience. People who are coming from mechanical background, medical background, right? So those people will be having some kind of advantage. Even banking sector, even they will be having some advantage. There are a lot of financial projects. Okay, so domain knowledge is what it's going to help you in future. Any other questions? So on one more time, I would like to repeat. So whoever is trying to apply for jobs, whoever want to make a transition, make sure you have a LinkedIn profile. Make sure you have a GitHub repository. Whatever the projects you are going to work on, put it onto the GitHub. Okay, and uh, whatever the results that you would be getting, right, put it onto the LinkedIn. Okay, and you may also tag people who have helped you throughout your journey, because their contacts would be seeing your post, and maybe chances are there that they might hire you, right? So that's how a connection builds, and that's how others also would be seeing your posts and all. So make sure you increase the connections and make sure you're very active on LinkedIn. Any other questions? Okay, so in retail domain, in fact, we had got a project. I think, is it approved or not? I'm not sure. So there was a project there where we have to track what is the trend that the customer is going to, like if they would be taking some products, right? So what is the trend that they are purchasing this particular product? Or by purchasing this particular, for example, if they are purchasing, filter coffee powder, they'll also purchase milk. So make sure the filter coffee powder is very nearer to milk or something like that. So they can arrange those things, and they can also monitor how many people have come into the store, what are the things they are buying, what is that particular thing that's mostly being sold. Okay, everything you can track, and you can also see what are the what things you have to put it onto the top, what things you have to put it onto the bottom. So in usually in shopping malls and all, so you will have this racks and all, right? So you will have the products on top, in the center, and then the below. So you can actually understand the trend, and then you may shift the products and all. So that might help you a lot. Definitely, Senthil. So you can take this course. I mean, testing is something that everybody would be using, right? So once you develop a product, you will have to do the testing of it. So that testing domain will actually help you here. You will be a data scientist along with the tester of a product, and you will test the product in multiple ways before you actually deliver it, right? So that is what domain that is going to help you. Domain knowledge that's going to help you. Thank you, Cherry. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Any other questions?
Thank you, Subha, for such a wonderful session. Thank you for sharing all the knowledge with all of us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. We are going to end the session now. Wishing you all the best for your future endeavors. Bye bye.
Yeah. All the best, everyone.
On the count of three, I'll end the session now. 1, 2, and 3.